Yeah, I mean, my hip feels great. It's great to be back. It's really exciting. Obviously, it's a shock to the system when you first get in there, but I mean, it feels normal. I'm used to it. So, yeah, I feel great.
On, I guess, the other end of things, what do you feel like happened on the two goals from your perspective?
You know, I think that soccer is a game where you can possess 80% of the time and lose, and I think unfortunately that's what happened to us today. I think that we could have been a little more accurate with our passing, and there were a couple times that we just let our runners get by us, you know, me included, and good teams will capitalize on that. Rachel Daly is a fantastic finisher, and if you let her shoot, she's going to score. So I think that, you know, it's unfortunate that we allowed those two goals, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop fighting.
Mandy, both Laura and Amy said that like after the first 25, 30 minutes, it seemed like there was a letdown across the team. Did you feel that, and is there any possible reason for something like that to happen?
Yeah, I think that when you aren't finding the pockets as quickly and easily as we were, you start to slow it down and stand on the ball because you have time. And that's something that's hard about teams that sit in a little bit. You always hear like the park the bus. I don't think Houston was parking the bus, but I think that they were sitting back a little bit and letting us have it. And then when you have that space but don't have a really easy, obvious options in the midfield, it slows the pace down a lot. And so I think we all kind of sat on the ball a little too long and slowed the pace down, and then we just couldn't pick it back up for whatever reason, you know. And it's just this is how soccer goes, and this is how the game of football is some days you're on and some days you're not, and it's unfortunate, and we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and make sure that we can figure out ways to solve the problems that we had today in the future.
Do you think they force you into it?
Yeah, I think that they sat in and gave us the option of playing through our back, and I think that we weren't cutting into the midfield as quickly as we could have. And so I think that they did a pretty good job defensively. Houston's always a pretty good defensive team, and I think that they showed that today.
The team concedes the first goal of the season in the 42nd minute. What do you guys talk about at halftime to try to correct that, and you know, why doesn't that come off in the second half?
Yeah, so at halftime, it's less about the goal. Goals happen, you know, and it's more about changing our mentality, playing faster, playing quicker, because at the end of the day, this game was in our hands, and that's what Laura said to us. She's like, you guys are going to win or lose this game with your possession, so step it up, play quicker, play faster, play together. So we didn't really dwell on the goal at all. You know, that wasn't really in our minds. We just wanted to come out and play quicker, and unfortunately, we conceded another goal and weren't able to finish the game out with a win.
What are you guys working on this week to prepare for next weekend?
North Carolina is a really, really athletic team. So I think it'll be a lot of working on defensive transitions because they are very good at transitioning. So what is our shape going to look like behind the ball after we lose it? Or how are we going to get into shape quickly? And how are we going to take care of their great players in the midfield and their fast players out wide?
Mandy, I hate to pull you too much out of the game because I know that's where you were focused on and everything, but when did you find out you were going to start, and what were kind of some of the emotions of first start, and can you kind of take us back a little bit to when you found out?
I kind of knew that once Desi left that I would probably need to step up and play a big role for the team. So it wasn't really a shock that I was starting, but it just, you know, it feels good to be all the way back and starting, you know. And so I finally feel like I can kind of like, yeah, it's amazing that I had this injury and I got through it, but also I can kind of look past that and now focus on increasing my ability and being the best player I can be for my teammates. So I'm hoping that while my injury will still be a big part of my life, that it's something I can kind of put in the past and move on from.